side. Let's go. Main space.
Una la tienen capuz, la tienen capuz.
T20 Cup, actually, Flexbrand, nice. And the Eastern game, Iinyathi. We'd like to thank you for your continued support throughout the last season.
55 live.
We're already live.
Are we already live? So if I go back, we can start.
Also stand a chance to win double tickets to the Proteas Women versus Rocky Star. And that is in February 2026 at the Mangaung Oval. Hashtag Wilson Always Student Challenge.
The wait is over and the teams are ready. T20 Challenge is back.
Sun is shining and I feel so good.
Come show us your moves from anywhere in South Africa.
'Cause it's a good day for it, a good day for it.
Meet the stars, feel the vibe, and experience the thrill.
That's huge. That is out of the park.
Support your favorite team in your favorite city.
Brilliant catch.
Bring your energy, bring your passion. Hashtag bring on your moves.
Golden.
I play for the Hollywood Best Dolphins.
From the DP World Lions,
The Alphabet Warriors.
Gold Rush Boyland, World Sports Betting, Western Province,
The Mutiram Tuskers.
Northwest Dragons, the Momentum Multiplier Titans.
Get your tickets for the T20 Challenge now and be there for the action. Hashtag bring on your moves. Woza nawe.
Competition final. We've got 1 versus 2 on the table. The Flexbrand Knights versus the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. To see who's gonna win this competition. The Knights obviously finishing on top. They beat the Eastern Cape Iinyathi in that playoff qualifier. Eastern Cape Iinyathi subsequently had to go back to East London, beat SWD to earn their berth in the final. And that's why we're here. With me in the box today, Spoot Smith. Welcome, Spoot.
Thanks, Raf. And what a glorious Sunday afternoon it is in the City of Roses. And I think the most pleasant sight driving here is to see Atwaraklaan jam-packed with cars. We've probably got about 500-600 people in at the venue, which is great to see. And I suspect a good start from the Knights. We'll see a few more stroll in. Silverware on offer.
Yeah, always good to see a few people coming in and to support the game and support the Knights. It's been a bit of a festive atmosphere this afternoon. We've seen some drum majorettes, we've seen some skydivers. So all set for a good day. There is always a threat of rain in Bloemfontein. We saw on Tuesday the qualifier affected with rain, and there is some clouds about. So we hope they stay away. But with the weather in Bloem over the last couple of weeks, there is the threat of rain. I can tell you that it seems like the Knights have won the toss, and they've elected to bat first.
I like that decision, Ref. We spoke off air. Our South African teams in general seem to take the negative approach to finals, and I call it the negative approach because it's let's have a bowl. Doesn't matter how the wicket looks, and we'll see what to chase. You can get yourself into trouble like that. Somebody plays a blinder, scores 100 off nothing, and then all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball. So, yeah, I like that decision. Positive cricket. A chance as well for Isaac Dikhale. He hasn't played a lot in the campaign. Gian Kluter, unfortunately, doing a hamstring. So, Dikhale should go up top with Jock Snyman.
Yeah, 2 other changes for the Knights. Johan van Dijk is out, and his place is taken by Tiaan van Vuren, back from duties for the SAA team. Ruben de Toey sits out today, and in comes Ross Boast, who's had a fantastic debut at this very same ground, picking up 5 for 12 in his debut against the Vembro Impalas. So those seems to be the changes for the Knights, just 3 of them. Obviously, Riley Rousseau not available, and Dane Pitt still out with injury. So even though you do have those omissions, still a very experienced Knights team.
They've got the likes of Jacques Snyman, who's played international T20 cricket. Malusi Siboto, the old warhorse. Spent plenty of years here at the Knights. Went away, came back to the City of Roses, as so many do. like I said, I like Isaac Dikhali up the top of the order. He might just be the man they bet around.
Had a decent game against the Northern Cape Heat, I believe. We got 30 odd of about 20 odd balls. So he'll have a clear role up the order. Might just complement Jacques Snyman in the way that they play. Just looking at the Eastern Cape Iinyathi team, I see obviously since the last game that they played here, Ntini comes into the team. I saw that he played in the qualifier against the SWD Badgers where he picked up forfeit. So Tando Ntini back for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. It seems like that could be the only change since the last time they played here.
25-year-old these days, Tando Ntini rather. Played for South Africa under 19. Tough act to follow. Your dad is Makaya Ntini. But he's been around the first class scene for plenty of years. In and out. Played for the Cobras as well those days.
Yeah. Dolphins as well. So the two umpires out in the middle, Ntokozize Shezi and Karen Klaster. Two very experienced umpires for this match.
Mr. Shezi has done quite a bit of work here at the Mangaung Oval this season. I think it's his third visit. So I actually saw them flying in. They've been here since Thursday evening. We landed together at Bram Fischer International. So they've been up to some sightseeing.
Yeah, just coming back to that toss. We do, at this ground, we've played on this very same wicket before. There is a short boundary towards the eastern side of the ground. And we are aware that this is one of the bigger grounds in the country. The big pockets towards the western side. So you've got to be aware of that short boundary. And if you look at it, the Iinyathi deciding to start off from the Loch Logan end, which means that they will bowl their last over from the Willows end. And that would be towards the short boundary for the right-hander. So just a little bit of attention to detail that one's got to be aware of. And some small details that could ultimately become big factors in the game.
That is Tando Ntini. That'll take the new ball to Jacques Snyman.
A good start by Ntini. Just back of a length, pushes Snyman back.
He's shown glimpses, hasn't he, Jacques Snyman, in the last few outings? Sort of getting his campaign going. Had a quite old struggle at the start of it.
Yeah, he's shown signs of returning back to his best form, especially in the last two matches. Ntini's got a deep square out in the third man. Those are the two men out in the power play.
The Iinyathi is captained by Nathan Root, and he spent plenty of seasons here in Bloemfontein, eventually donning the colours of the Knights and represented the University of the Free State. Scored one of the best hundreds I've ever seen with a broken hand against Marties at the University, or the USA Week as it is called, against a top quality Marties attack.
A good start here by the Iinyathi. Nathan Drew, obviously a Queen's boy. I recall him playing for the border team here in the Kaya Majola week in Bloemfontein. And the following year, obviously, joined the University of the Free State. Must say, he's also showing some good signs. I think he got a 60-odd in the qualifier against the SWD. So a lot of players coming into this game with some good form.
It's one of the most amazing stories in the South African domestic game. We'll get to that a little bit later, Nathan Root.
Almost the guy that's got a second bite at the cherry. That's the first runs on the board for the Flexbrand Knights as Jacques Snyman drives that into the covers and just a single to the score.
Looks a good wicket, Raf. If you can hit through the line like that in the first over. Timed it really nicely as well, the Jacques Snyman.
Yeah, I must say they've played on this wicket before a couple of times and there's been plenty of runs in this wicket. The wicket to the left is one that they've played the qualifier on. It was quite a challenging wicket. Suppose that's why they decided to go back to the wicket that's produced so many runs in the lead up to this match.
Tigali faces up for the first time. Seems to be getting a bit of movement back in to the right-handers, Atando and Tini. He's just cramping both batters early on. Tigali off the mark with his first one.
Yeah, not giving them any room or any width. I think as bowlers in this format, you want to make sure that you do bowl that wicket to wicket line at times, especially up front. So last ball of the first over. Good one so far from Iinyathi. As I say that's 4 wides.
That's always the danger, Raf. If you're trying to tuck the batters up, you just lose your wrist ever so slightly. And it goes all the way down to a fine leg boundary for 5 wides. And keeper had absolutely no chance there. Malika left stranded by Tando and Tini.
Big swing there from Jacques Snyman. Play and a miss. Nonetheless, the part for that 5 wides, decent start to the innings by the Eastern Cape. Iinyathi, 7 without loss after the first over.
Raf, you speak about that 5 wides, and apart from it being a really nice over, but those are the small margins you work with. The Knights, if they were 2 without loss after the first, would have almost felt the pinch immediately.
Yeah.
At 7, fair start. It's like another young man, Hardus Kutser, that'll open the bowling.
He's had a good game here in the qualifier, got some runs towards the end to give the Iinyathi something to bowl at. And it's quite decent with the ball as well. Spoke off air that there's about 3 youngsters in this Eastern Cape Iinyathi side coming out of the Pretoria schools pipeline. Kutser, Rathvin and Tui.
They play so much T20 cricket in Pretoria at schoolboy level, so he'll be well accustomed to the short format, Hardus Kutser.
Khali working that one to the leg side for another single. I must say, one of the concerning aspects, especially at this ground and concerning the Knights as well, is that middle overs that I feel is going to be quite critical today. We did see in that qualifier that they did again struggle during that middle overs to rotate the strike and to just keep that scoreboard ticking. So it's going to be an area where, that they're going to look to improve on. Big swing again there down the ground from Jacques Snyman, just for 1 to long on. You see a long on out and a deep square for Jacques Snyman. For Dikhali, it seems like that long on comes back into the ring and third man moves out.
Now it's always a game of cat and mouse in the power play, the first 6 overs of a T20 match, and so much more so in a final leg up, third man back. He'll nudge the ball around, Dikhali, looking to get Snyman on strike as much as possible.
Yeah, you'd expect with this field not to get too many balls pitched up. We do see the solitary slip in place.
2 of 6 for Jacques Snyman, 2 of 3 for Isaac Dikhali.
Dikhali looking to go across the line.
We just got heavy on him there, Isaac Dikhali. Looking for that short boundary, and why wouldn't he? That's the thing, Ref. Sometimes it goes and sits in your mind as a batter. This is such a quick outfield. There's value for shots all around the wicket.
Yeah, just with the three fielders on the leg side to Dikali, there was some open space to the leg side that he was looking at. To Snyman, obviously the field changes. They do have a 5-4 field, long on and deep square.
Smashed.
Straight down the ground. At the long on fielder. Oh, it goes through his legs for 4. Shletwa would be very unhappy with that effort. Just releases the pressure. And again, a good over spoiled by some very poor fielding on the boundary.
Isaac Dikali partnering Jacques Snyman, who just scored that boundary. That's poor fielding, as we see the replay there. Dikali averages 21. There's the drum majorettes in screen. Snyman slightly open stanced.
Pulled away for a maximum.
That's Jacques Snyman at his best for you. Puts it onto the grass embankment. All of a sudden, momentum with the Knights. Good shot. He was short there, Raf.
And the line just allowing Jacques Snyman to help that onto that deep square leg boundary just behind square. 20 for 2, or 20 without loss after 2. Good start here by the Knights. We did say that Jacques Snyman is returning back to his best form, and that could be ominous signs for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi side.
Tini will continue from the far side. He'll run into us.
Yeah, third man and a deep square out. Just the two fielders out, obviously, in the power play. Quick single. Could have been in trouble at that hit. Isaac Dikali. But he does his job, and we spoke earlier on about him. His role was probably looking to get Jacques Snyman on strike.
And Tini, he's taken 28 wickets on 31 T20 matches. Economy rate of 8.37, which is about the going rate these days. Anything under 8 as a bowler, you're doing a good job.
Over the inner ring for another boundary. Jacques Snyman.
Yeah, he's taking his toll on that short boundary, Jacques Snyman. One off his hip in the previous over onto the grass embankment. And this time, he uses his feet. Slashes hard. It flies over backward point. Not in the intended direction. There's no photos in the scorebook.
And this time, just straight to that cover fielder.
It's amazing. Raf, that one off his hips. You can just see it. He's feeling it now. Striking it nicely. Got tucked up in that first over by Antini, but he's moved on to 16 from 10. Made a few hundreds in T20 cricket. High score of 117. Averages 24 at a strike rate of 140.
Again, pulled away to the long boundary for another maximum.
No boundary long enough when Jacques Snyman gets hold of it. That's a good solid hit. Probably a 70-75 meter boundary to start with. And he cleared that with consummate ease, the Jacques Snyman.
Jacques Snyman, dangerous cricketer. The Knights would like him to stay out there for a while, because the longer he's out in the middle, the higher the chance of the Knights getting a big total here.
That was just a flick of the wrist, Raf. The bats these days aren't too bad.
Driven down the ground. Dikali is going to look to come back for the second, and he does put some pressure on the fielder again. So good running out in the middle by Isaac Dikali and Jacques Neyman.
Very good. Very good indeed from Isaac Dikali. It's not all about striking. It's about running between the wickets, supporting your partner. Educated at King Edward VII, Isaac Dikali. They've produced a few cricketers.
Over the top shot there over extra cover. Unfortunately not timed that well by Jacques Neyman, but they are coming back for the second. Thought he got enough on that. Nonetheless, good over here for the Knights. 15 coming off the third over. And the score moves on to 35 without loss after 3 overs.
Sneyman, he's rushed on to 26 of 13, going at a strike rate of 200. Dikali's only faced the 5 balls, but if you're the Knights, you're happy with that.
Yeah.
As long as he stays there, that's his job. Batted a strike rate of 110 to 130. But stay there, Isaac Dikali. There's firepower in Sneyman, Abrams, Botha, Haasbroek, Vliedemaus, Van Vieren, Boast. Long batting order.
Yeah, Magala and Siboto also no mucks with the bat. They can also do a job lower down. As we do see a bowling change from the Willows End. Mshletwa, one of the leading bowlers in this competition this season. He does go past the bat. Prior to the qualifiers, he picked up 9 wickets at an economy rate of about 9. So one of the leading wicket takers together with Totana, the 2 border Eastern Cape Iinyathi boys.
I would have bowled a lot in East London. Favourable conditions for the bowlers. Different story at the Mangaung Oval.
Just short of that deep square leg fielder, but Dikali manages to get Sneyman on strike. Dikali would be out there to prove a point also. Somebody that could easily be boxed, and people thinking that he's more of a 4-day player. So you'd want to use this opportunity to show that he can play in all these formats. 20 over, 50 over and the longer format.
Alan Delam Shetwa. 24 wickets in 19 T20 games, so he's a wicket taker.
Oh, and he does take a wicket. Middle stump out the ground. Big wicket.
Sneyman will be cross with himself. Played all around a straight one, looking to access that short boundary. The length was there. We just spoke about his wicket-taking prowess. 24-19 games. Picks up his 25th.
Yeah, just looking to go across the line. Sneyman departs. 26 of 14 balls. And the Eastern Cape Iinyathi will be quite pleased with that breakthrough, because Jacques Sneyman did look very dangerous in this power play.
Yeah, they needed that one. And Mshetwa obliges. So Sneyman trudges back. And it is Cole Abrams. Coming in earlier than usual. Batted at 4 and 5 throughout most of this campaign.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach the rest of this power play. So 3 balls left in this over. 15 balls left in the power play. 2 batters out in the middle. Now Dikali and Cole Abrams.
It's his 13th wicket, as you said, in this campaign from Shetwa.
Yeah, he picked up 3 last week, or on Friday, against the Garden Route SWD Badgers. Can tell you that the playoff match here, the qualifier here that was played on Tuesday, could have gone either way. Had Gaudi Molefe held on to that catch, fairly straightforward catch that Gian Klute offered. The Iinyathi would have won by 1 run. As it is, the Knights came out on top by 3 runs, which just obviously made the Iinyathi go through the difficult route of having to go back to East London and come back for the final.
Right on the money. Brian Fletcher. Cole Abrams, the new player. Played some first-class cricket for Mpumalanga as well.
Yeah,
a good season.
Joburg boy, I think Delphos is the club that I think he represented it. And that's a good shot over the top. Just plugs a bit. Good chase here by the 2 Iinyathi men. They are going to look to come back for the 3rd. Good running there by Cole Abrams.
Strong arm from Ardis Kutsa. It's a strong arm to take on. But Likhali and Abrams safely back for 3. Suzama Totana, the other standout bowler with 11 for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. He played only 6 matches.
Yeah, and an excellent spell from him Tuesday in the qualifier. Pulled the game back nicely for the Eastern Cape Iinyathi and almost managed to win it for them in the end. Like I said, eventually 3 runs in it, in the Duckworth Lewis system that was used.
Ross Boast, the leading wicket taker for the Knights with 7. He's played only 3 games. That's not bad going. Dane Pitt also in 3 games, picked up 6. But the big name back for the Knights in that bowling lineup is Tiaan van Vuren. There's the crowd on the grass embankments. What a sight that is at the Mangaung Oval. And they're getting more and more, Raf.
Yeah, there's a decent crowd in today. Always good to see. Coming out to support their teams. But Kutser changing ends, now coming from the Loch Logan end. First over went for 13.
Geez, that was a big wicket. The one of Jacques Snyman. It's brought a certain amount of calm to the proceedings already. Likhali, 6 off 9. We know he's got a job to do, but he does need to rotate as well.
Does look to go big, and he goes over the top. Is it going to run away for 4? Doesn't seem like it. They are going to look to come back for the 3rd.
Now that's good from Likhali. Both mid-on and mid-off up in the circle. Takes his chances, gets onto off stump and works him straight off mid-on. Fair bit of chasing for Nathan Roux in the last few deliveries. A man who survived his heart stopping, Nathan Roux. That's what we refer to, him getting a second bite of the cherry. It was while he was playing for the University of the Free State in Bloemfontein.
Abrams just looking to give himself a bit of room there, but straight to that backward point fielder. Yeah, we spoke a bit about it off air. Nathan Roux obviously having a scary moment there whilst he was in the Free State.
Our roommates came in. Was out for the count in his room. He was on his way to cricket practice. We missed him for the first half an hour before we got a call and knew exactly what happened. Shot.
Running hard. They're going to look to come back for the 2nd, and they do get back for the 2nd run. Good running again between the wickets there from Abrams and Likhali.
Local knowledge coming to the fore, big boundaries. Always 2s up for grabs, and it's good to see the Knights running hard from the start. 3 or 4 rounds ago, that wasn't true in their efforts here. Sort of laboured through the first 7 or 8 overs, running between the wickets. But today, they're on top of it.
Abrams looking to use his feet there. Obviously looking to give himself some room, but Kutzer sharp enough to follow him and make sure that he clamps him up. All the fielders, apart from this third man, up in the ring on the offside.
You almost force as a bowler, Raf, when bowling from the Loch Logan end, to attack the stumps. And sometimes it makes your life easier as a bowler because you know exactly what to do. Stay away from that short boundary on the offside. Attack the stumps to the right-handers.
Now, the only concern with that is this fine leg that's up in the ring. If you do get that lines wrong, you could just pay the penalty. Good running again by these two batters. 2 more runs to the total.
So there's 1 more over remaining in this power play.
7 coming from the 5th over. Score moves on to 47 for 1 after 5. And as you said, this is going to be the last over in the power play.
Speaking about leading run scorers and leading bowlers in the competition, Jason Niemand of the Eastern Cape Iinyathi, 3rd most runs, 186 in 7 innings, at a strike rate of 122. Cole Abrams on that list as well.
And Dikali eyes that short boundary, looks to go across the line. He's going to help himself to another double.
The Knights batters that have carried the campaign thus far, with Cole Abrams leading the charge, 5th most runs, 168. Riley Rousseau played only 3 matches, made 180 runs, 2 big scores.
Dikali finds the gap, and it should run away for 4, and it does.
That's just a glorious cricket stroke from Isaac Dikali. Nothing fancy. Width offered, and he obliges. Mhletshwa just too wide, and he crashes at past point, does Isaac Dikali.
Yeah, Riley Rousseau has been instrumental in getting the Knights to where they are today. And batted a strike rate of more than 200 at times.
220 in his 2 innings.
But not far behind him is a guy called Rowan Haasbroek. And his strike rate is about 190, if I'm correct.
On the dot.
Got a higher score of 76 not out against Mpumalanga Rhinos. And he's going to play a big part in today's proceedings as well.
He's a finisher, is Rowan Haasbroek. That's how he gets used as well. Hits the long ball, but he's lightning between the wickets as well. He's a man that when he doesn't score big, he hits those pockets. And he runs 2s and 3s.
30 of 9 balls against the Northern Cape Heat.
Not a lot of 2s there.
Not a lot. And he might just don the gloves as well today in the absence of Gian Kluter.
He did keep wicket at university level quite often, did Rowan Haasbroek. But he can bowl off spin as well.
Versatile cricketer. Big swing across the line from Cole Abrams. Should only be 1 to the short boundary. So 8 coming from this final over in the power play so far.
You've got to commend this Eastern Cape Iinyathi squad on their season. They don't perhaps have the big names like the Knights, but yet here they are in the CSA T20 Knockout Division 2 final.
Yeah, you've got it's a team that does play the white ball formats well. If my memory serves, they did share the trophy, the 50 over trophy last year. And like you say, if you look at the names on paper, it looks like a team that's well organized. Not many big names, but they've done well so far last season and this season. Oh, got it up in the block. Oh, well done, right? Well kept out there by Cole Abrams. That was the last ball of the power play. 10 runs coming from that. And the score moves on to 57 for 1 after those 6 power play overs.
Jacques Snyman out for 26 of 14. Dichale, 17 not out of 14. And Cole Abrams, he's 9 not out of 8 deliveries. Just looking to get himself going. Patrick Botha, Rowan Haasbroek, Seth Vliedermaas, Tian van Vuren, Ross Boast still to come. Plenty of firepower in that Knights batting lineup. Right on cue, straight after the power play, a spin introduced.
Gaudi Molefe, left arm spinner. Obviously made his way through the school ranks. Jeppy boy from Joburg. And there does seem to be some weather about towards the northern side of the city.
Played for the South African under-19 side, did Molefe. He's taken 23 wickets and 30 innings as bowled. Good economy rate, 7.06.
Immediately 5 fielders out after this power play. Over extra cover. Excellent shot by Cole Abrams. Gets to the boundary.
That is a stupendous cricket shot. First ball of the left arm tweaker. And Cole Abrams does this. Gives himself some room. Quick hands through the ball, generating his own pace. And the placement, nigh on perfect.
Just this time around, are they going to look to come back for the second one? Yes, they do. Excellent running again from these 2 batters out in the middle. We spoke about the importance of making sure that you rotate the strike, but also looking to turn those 1s into 2s.
They're batting well out here, the Knights. They're batting well. Well aware to the situation.
Again, big pockets to this western side of the field. This time around, only 1. 7 off the over so far.
Didn't pick up any wickets in the eliminator against Southwestern Districts. None for 22 was his return. Very miserly, as he's been throughout his career, according to his stats.
Change in the field, we see that short mid wicket coming in. So 5 fielders on the leg side. Just short of that fielder, that backward point position, almost short third man position.
It's a battle of wills here, Raf. Batters want to go offside. Bowler wants to be hit leg side. What's going to give? Or who's going to give? That's almost the line you're expecting him to bowl, darted into that leg stump.
Yeah, and again, if you look at this short fine leg in the ring, any bat on that could have been interesting. Like you say, that is the areas that he is looking for the batters to hit him through. Another single. So 2 dot balls in a single. 8 coming from that 7th over.
He rescued the over well, did Molefe, after going for a boundary off his very first delivery. Courtesy of Cole Abrams over extra cover. Got to say, good start from the Knights. 65 for 1 after 7. 13 overs left. The experienced Pat Botha still to come. And then the firepower of Haasbroek, Vliedermaas and Van Vuren. Add Boast, Magala, Siboto and I think Mbongi and Flanga. Will excuse me if I don't include him in the firepower. Although he can hold a bat.
As we see a bowling change from the Willows end to Tana. mentioned earlier that he's one of the leading wicket takers in this competition. Bowled well here in the qualifier. He's going to have a third man out, sweep on the offside, and fine leg, deep square, and a long on. So 3 fielders out in the boundary, the short boundary to the leg side. Isaac Dikhali does target that leg side boundary for another boundary. Now Dikhali batting at a strike rate well over 100 at the moment, so he's doing well.
He favours the slog sweep, even from the seam as does Dikhali, especially with that short boundary. It's well played. Tozama Totana is in his first season of T20 cricket at this level. Played 6 matches, taken 11 wickets, economy rate of only 5.56.
Yeah, that previous boundary sees a change in the field. We see fine leg and third man coming up. That deep mid wicket going out and a long off also out. Well played there by Dikhali to that deep square leg fielder.
1 for 32 he picked up against SWD. That win with 30 odd runs, getting the Eastern Cape Iinyathi back to Bloemfontein. It's always been close in T20 encounters between these two sides. The Knights have won 2 of the last 3. The last one by the barest of margins.
Abrams up in the air, fielder underneath it. Gone.
Safe as houses on deep mid wicket. Who is that, ref? Who took that catch?
Trying to have a look.
Straight up from Cole Abrams, targeting that short boundary. It's been the demise of many a batter short boundaries in the limited overs format. And it proves so for Cole Abrams here today in the Division 2 CSA T20 knockout final. Now, the very, very experienced Pat Butter strides to the wicket.
Just looking to see if he took the pace off this delivery. Does seem like a Totana. And looking at those 2 fine leg and third man up in the ring, you would have expected that. Unfortunately for Cole Abrams, does not middle that one. It could be the young Michael Copeland that took that catch, not sure.
I think you're right. I think you're right, ref. Did look like Copeland. 35 years young, Pat Butter. He's wonderful first class stats. Averages nearly 44 in 133 matches. T20 perhaps less so. Strike rate of nearly 120, average of below 20. He's a much better player than that Pat Butter.
Yeah, easily one of the most experienced cricketers in this Knights lineup. Only had the 2 innings so far this season. Played against Northern Cape, came in towards the end, and again also against the Iinyathi down in his London. The other matches unfortunately didn't get a chance to bat. Does get off the mark, should come back for the second.
Struck that one wonderfully well, that Pat Butter. First ball he's faced. His older brother played a few games back then for the Eagles, Graham Buerta.
Yeah, Graham Buerta, wonderful sportsman. Very, very good hockey player as well, just like Pat. I believe he finds himself in Cape Town nowadays.
One of the men behind the Econo Foods brand, Graham Buerta. And their father, Terry, also represented the Free State back in the day. Was convener of the selectors for a number of years.
Good man, Terry Buerta. So 3 out on the leg side. Third man, sweep on the offside for Pat Botha.
Tell you what, ref, on my way driving here to the ground, as we finish off with the 8th over, going along at exactly 9 runs to the over, 72 for the loss of 2. Thoughts went to the Knights and Div 2 cricket. Such a cornerstone of South African cricket over the years, this region. Protea captains, Hansie Cronje, Dean Elgar, a man from Bloemfontein, another one of those Protea captains. Names like Corrie van Zyl, Alan Donald, Boeta de Pinaar, Nicky Bouyer, men who brought so much to the South African cricket game. And then legends like Evie Cronje, Johan Volsteed, all part of the dynasty of Free State cricket.
Khalid as well, just punches that one down the ground. Should only be 1.
In more modern times, names like Victor Mpitsang, Thandi Chabalala,
Morne van Wyk.
Morne van Wyk, all of them spending a lot of time in Bloemfontein.
Yeah, Gerald Coetzee, Piet van Biljon. Number of Proteas players that have come through this province.
This just goes on and on. You do sense there's something special brewing within this group once again.
Botha, smart. Should come back for the second. Ikhali, he's run well. Botha to the danger end. Makes his ground.
Very good. Very good by both these two batters. Botha's looked assured since his strode to the wicket. And Ikhali still there on 24 of 20. He's playing his role perfectly.
Good matchup here for the Knights with the left-handed Botha in to see off Molefe.
Doesn't mind a slog sweep either, does Pat Botha.
And that would be to the short boundary as well. So we see a change in the field. At mid-wicket comes into place. Fielder from the offside moving over to the leg side. Does look at that slog sweep. Should only be 1.
Speaking about the dynasty of Free State cricket, I'll tell you what, Pat Botha was part of one of the most prolific schoolboy batting lineups that I ever saw in my life. The great college cricket side of 2007.
Riley
features
Rousseau.
names like Riley Rousseau, Pat Botha, Kobus Pienaar, Alexander Shahim,
George Whitehead,
Stefan Smit, a top 6 of pure dominance at schoolboy level. It's nicely chipped. Gets sent back, does Dikhali.
Do I recall George Whitehead, the Griquas flyer, also playing in that?
Played a couple of years of Kaya Majola week cricket, did George Whitehead, as a wicket-keeper batsman. Gave it a fair old hit.
So 5 so far off the 9th over.
Get a feeling something's going to give here. Botha or Molefe, who's going to come out on tops? That short boundary will be targeted.
Bit of width offered. Botha can't find the gap. So good over there from Gaudi Molefe. Just conceding the 5 runs. 77 for 2 after 9.
Speak now about the Knights, but the Eastern Cape cricket just as strong over the years, and both provinces or regions really blessed with the top schools in their structures as well. Pipeline of players coming through. In both provinces' cases, a lot of players staking claims in other provinces as well, although growing up in the Eastern Cape or in the Free State.
Some top schools down in East London, your Stirlings, Hudson Park, Selborne College, to name a few. Obviously Bloemfontein, strongly reliant on Grey College and St Andrews. Playing a miss.
Bit of celebrations.
An appeal there from the keeper and the bowler. Umpire Kieran Claster not interested.
I'm not interested to say the least. The wicket keepers was just looking at Mr. Shazy to see if it carried. They were quite convinced.
Is a bit of a discussion out there. I'm not sure if that one carried, if there was any bet on that. And I suppose the benefit has got to go to the batters as well. So interesting moment there.
Shot 4. Save your legs in the field. Dikhali's playing a beautiful little innings here.
Yeah. Spoke earlier on about the fact that he would want to be out there to prove a point. Want to prove that he can and should be playing in this format, the shorter versions. Again, through the gap. Is it going to run away for 4? Does. Just some width offered by Totana. And Dikhali helps himself to another boundary.
Ref, anyone watching this, if you tell me there's no place for normal batting and good quality batting in T20 cricket, I'll show you this. First, he scores with a pull shot through the leg side. Then, stock standard cut shot over backward point to the third man boundary. 2 normal cricket shots, 8 of 2 balls.
And a strike rate of over 120 at this stage of the game.
Don't get fancy now, Isaac Dikhali. Don't get fancy. Stick to your game.
Could have been some pace taken off that one as well.
I do think, by the look of sitting behind him, that he's got both variations. Sometimes he misses the ball and bowls the leg cutter. Other times he comes over the top of it with the off cutter. So a skillful man is Totana.
Yeah, skillful and has picked up more than 10 wickets so far. Full toss this time. Dikhali uses his feet. He's going to come back for the second. Again, good running out in the middle.
Seeing that too, I just want to put something into perspective for viewers that don't know the Mangaung Oval, Raf. We speak about that as a very short boundary. Yet, in South African cricket terms, it's probably just another boundary. It's not much smaller than the bull ring. It's not much smaller even than Centurion to that side. So there's still 2s up for grabs.
Wide signal by umpire Claster.
It will be probably 7 to 10 meters shorter than the bull ring or Centurion, but it's not 30 meters shorter. It's not a tiny boundary. It's just tiny in Mangaung Oval dimensions, so it can still catch you out.
Yeah, Mangaung Oval, one of the bigger grounds in the country. Driven again through the covers. They are going to look to come back for the second. Again, good running by Dikhali and Buat out in the middle. And that over, 13 coming off that over.
Back up to 9 runs to the over. Very important over that. Well played, Isaac Dikhali. 37 of 27. And what he's doing here, he's setting it up perfectly for Ruan Haasbroek and Seth Fiedermaus to flourish. Another picture of the crowd there, enjoying a lazy Sunday afternoon with some good action here in Mangaung Oval.
Yeah, lovely Sunday afternoon. Sun's out, but we do see some dark clouds and it could be rain towards the northern side. We do hope that misses us. As we see a bowling change, Michael Copeland coming to bowl from the Loch Logan end. Yeah, by virtue of the Knights finishing on top of the table in this competition, that secures them 15 points in that promotion relegation battle. Eastern Cape Iinyathi second, getting 10 points. Pulled away. should come back for the second. Are looking to come back for it. Good running by Pat Botha. So obviously with the left-handed Botha out in the middle, you do see the off-spinner coming into the attack. But there's still the danger of him getting it wrong and Pat Botha looking to target that short boundary towards the leg side. Do seem to see some lightning about also in the northern side.
Another man who's played for the South African under-19 side, Copeland.
Big appeal for LBW. Umpire Shezi raises the finger. Big wicket for Iinyathi.
Not sure Pat Botha agrees with that one. He was looking to play that one behind square on the leg side. Let's have a look here. Michael Copeland. Right arm off spin and round the wicket. He'll have to get it to straighten. Oh, he looks pretty much as if he's walked over onto that off stump, trying to create that angle, Pat Botha. He looks aggrieved, but I think that might have been crashing into leg stump.
Now he departs 7 from 9 balls. Pat Botha does not look a happy chappy at this stage.
Not a lot of batters do when they get given out LBW.
Umpire Shezi convinced that would have been hitting the stumps.
I do think you spoke about that lightning. See, the players are making their way off the park. Very slowly indeed, but I do think we might be off the field, yes. And we get confirmation on the scoreboard here at the Mangaung Oval at 12 minutes to the hour of 2. The players depart the field because of a lightning strike within 15 kilometers of the venue. I think that's the dimensions here at the Mangaung Oval. And the lightning here does come quickly. It sometimes leaves quickly as well.
Yeah, 92 for 3. 2 balls bowled in the 11th over. And unfortunately for the Knights, big loss of Pat Botha.
It is Rohan Haasbroek, it seems, that has made his way to the crease as that lightning interruption became apparent. Digali not out, 37 of 27. Snyman made 26 of 14. Copeland just picked up the wicket of Pat Botha, and Totana up to all of his usual tricks, as is Mshechwa. It's not bad luck, but lightning that stopped the play in the CSA Division 2 knockout final. We'll be back with you as soon as action resumes.